So you haven't been back to Chicago? Like, have you been back to Chicago State?
No,
No,
I haven't
been back to
years.
Chicago State. Would you ever do like a fashion, something fashion?
I would. Yeah. I would definitely do something fashion focused in Chicago for sure.
Yeah.
I love Chicago. It's just like I don't really have a reason to get back there so much.
Mm-hmm. You want to do multiple things when you're there. Like, I'm trying to do. So when you left college, you went to LA. What did you do? What was life?
So I ended up meeting Zendaya. Well, first I started to work with K Michelle.
Oh, like so off the gate. So out of college, you was with K Michelle.
So out of college, vintage store, K Michelle.
Okay.
A lot of people, it's so funny because everybody thinks Zendaya was my first client, but K Michelle was actually my first client.
Okay, so what were you doing?
Styling her. I did her first album, like her first album. I did the album cover. I did 3 or 4 videos from that album. Can't Raise a Man. I did that video. I know. I did. Yeah. So I started doing that, and then I met Zendaya around the same time. So I started working with her, and then, I just kind of like made this promise to her that I would do everything that I could do. That I knew how to do to kind of like help elevate her.
Was Zendaya into top like fashion?
She was on a Disney show. She was 14.
Really? Oh, you met her at 14?
Yeah. Wow. We've been working together since 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. We grew up together.
That's crazy. Did you know? Did she want to be into fashion? Like she came to you and was like, I want to be in fashion?
So we just met kind of like accidentally. Through one of her family friends, and she had just got her show on the Disney Channel. It was the first channel, Shake It Up, her first season. And she was just always has been incredible to me.
Yeah.
Like even as a young girl, she was like tall and pretty. Like she was tall too, like tall and pretty, and so mature for her age. And she knew that she wanted to be a star, right? And for me, having the fashion right can help you with that.
Yeah.
Not so much, it wasn't so obvious back then, but as it is now, but I just believed in her. Like I just really, really believed in her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna move to LA, we're gonna do this shit together. And we've been together ever since.
Has her confidence always been like through the roof? Because she's a tall girl.
Yeah.
And I know like, I'm sure it was hard for her obviously to get close too. So how was it for her?
Well, since she was so young, it's like it. I promise you, it was one time when she had doubt about something.
Really?
It was the first time I ever dressed her. She was like, well, what if people don't like it? And I literally told her, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Seriously.
And it's like right at that moment, you saw something click in her head, and then we just started going crazy. Like she'll show up, she'll have a bob, then she'll have hair down. And it was like people wasn't really doing that back then, especially actresses.
Right.
And so people started to like it, and then, people started to catch on and follow it, and then it just became Law and Zendaya.
What was her moment though? Like what was her moment that like just got her through there? Like that got her through fashion and made her like the it girl? Because Zendaya's the it girl when it comes to fashion.
Well, one of the biggest moments, because I don't know if you remember, but it used to be a show called Fashion Police with Joan Rivers. And so back then it was like if you made it on Fashion Police, like everybody was watching that. All the designers was watching it, everybody was watching it.
Right.
And one day we made it on there, and it's like ever since then, like then it got easier for me to get close with her. And we got invited to the Met Gala for the first time.
How was that? My first Met Gala was last year. How was it for her first Met Gala?
It was she was young, so it was like,
how old was she?
She was 16.
Really?
16 or 17. Wow. And she had never really been to an event without like either me or her dad.
Yeah.
So she had, when you go to the Met, you gotta go by yourself.
Yeah, you stand in line and wait.
And so it was a little intimidating, but then we came back the next year and the next year.
Ate and kept eating and kept eating and kept eating. What's your favorite look on her? Like you've ever done? What's your favorite?
Well, I think everybody's favorite look now is the robot suit.
That was put together on her? Like on her?
Yeah.
Or did she that was like a suit? Was it?
No, it was every single piece. It was like putting on like,
Wow.
And that outfit is like 30 years old.
It's worth some money.
Oh yeah, for
what
sure.
What y'all be doing with the outfits when y'all done with them?
Well, that one has to go back to the museum.
Okay.
So we brought that.
But like all the stuff, like when you guys when you were working with her and all the outfits and looks like that, because I'd be like, where do y'all be putting these dresses at? Because I guess now like you just like not rent them or borrow them. But
well, you borrow them, but she like most of the time when she wears something, we keep it because eventually, hopefully, there'll be some type of museum show or retrospective about her career and look at all her clothes. So she has an archive, a huge archive of stuff she's worn.
Really?
Yeah, not that though. They not gonna get that.
They not touching that.
No, that's going back in the museum.
But yeah, like I was saying, so like when you started working with Zendaya, you were like, I'm not working with nobody else. Like this.
Well, no, I worked with a bunch of people.
But
she was your
prime.
my number one, yeah. And like now she's the only person I work with.
Yeah. What is the what are other big celebrities that you work with? Like, what's your biggest that you work with that you feel like?
I've worked with
Everybody.
I mean, Zendaya, Ariana Grande.
Period.
So some of your favorite Ariana Grande videos,
Use that.
I did like from Sweetener. I did most of the videos from Sweetener. I did most of the videos from Dangerous Woman. I did the Sweetener tour and the Dangerous Woman tour. I worked with Ariana, I worked with Demi Lovato, Celine Dion. Who else? Lewis Hamilton, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's like an honor to be stopped by you.
Thank
you. Know
you.
that. You know your value. I feel like
I'm trying to think. It's been so many. Like I worked with like probably over 100 people in my career.
Yeah. What do you think the hardest part about styling like different people and like being able to like differentiate so all of them don't look the same or like so they can all feel like within themselves?
It's a lot of work because some stylists, you know, you look at them and their clients look just like them.
Yeah.
Everybody looks the same.
But yeah, that's what I be
It's like you just really have to care. I think that's what it is about me. Like everybody, I cared enough to find out who they were individually and to make them look like themselves, but just an elevated version.
What's like the scariest step you've had to take in the fashion world?
The step away.
Yeah.
When I just had enough.
Yeah.
I just had enough. And I also felt like my career couldn't get any bigger unless I just did more work.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to work more.
Was there something that before you retired that you said you just had to do? Like I gotta do this or I gotta be a part of this or something?
Well, to be honest, I've been very blessed that all my fashion dreams have came true.
Yes, I love that.
I've done, you know, Vogue covers. I've done Met Gala multiple times. I've done Oscars, Emmys.
Yeah.
You know, I've done all the award shows, go to all the fashion shows. Like, I kind of did it all. I didn't have any, I feel like I hit a ceiling, like I had nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like a point where you put an outfit out together and like you were like, shit, like I shouldn't have had her in that? Or like you kind of regret it?
I think we all have, you know, but I think part of being a real fashion person is taking risks and making mistakes. Right? So you can't, you know, there is some few looks that I'm like, oh, it would have been better if.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes you don't, as a stylist, we don't control the if. The if is, anything could have happened. You know, the dress, the alterations wasn't right, or the shoe didn't come, or you just never know. But yeah, there's been a couple that I'll be like, ooh.
I should have did that. Has there been like a crazy moment where you had to, like, what's your shortest notice of like, say Zendaya had an event tomorrow. Like, what's the shortest notice you had to put something together? Or like a craziest story. Like
one time I had a client that was going to an award show and said we had to leave at 7. She didn't try on the dress till like 6:45. And so we were literally like walking, like put the dress on, walking and sewing. And we sold her. We were sewing like walking down the hallway, in the elevator, going to the venue, like walking through the venue, sewing till we got to the red carpet. And we were still in the back, like sewing and like altering dress as she walked.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. People think styling and it's so easy, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like anything could happen.
Yeah. I feel like I've had crazy experience. Like, yeah. Especially like trying something on and it looked good a couple of days ago, but then you try it on and something bust or something goes crazy.
Yeah, people understand them zippers
they be doing it all. I even feel like designer dresses, like for me, like even just when I be trying on dresses for these award shows, like for me right now, like if I don't get it custom made, like stretchy is what's the best for me. Cause I have a butt. Like I have a butt and my legs are long. So like it's really hard for me to find a dress, and especially in designers that are like not stretchy and they fit over them. Because I'd be like, these BBL girls, how the hell are they fitting in these dresses? The Unapologetically Angel Show is now sponsored by PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. With the basketball season starting back up, now is the best time to get in on the fun.
Think Steph Curry will get more than 4 3-pointers next week? Anthony Edwards more than 27 points? Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this basketball season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. I am all in on Steph and his threes this year. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money, even if one of your picks doesn't hit. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. That's right, only 4 correct picks. Have I mentioned Prize Pick puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. That's right, as quick as 15 minutes. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code ANGEL and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code ANGEL on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game.